If you have an old photo album at home, maybe from your grandparents or your great-grandparents, I want to encourage you to pull it out and give it a look this week. In the days before digital photography, when people were still using film, people made sure to make every photo count. That's why you'll see your relatives posing on vacations, posing with houses, posing with cars, posing with trophies, and posing at weddings, posing at graduations, and most important, posing with family. These are true highlights in their life, and all of us hope that when we look back on our photo albums, whether they be print or digital, to see a life well lived. And a life well lived begins living each day for the Lord. If we commit to start with God each day, serving both Him and other people, we will accumulate a lifetime of service and ministry, just as Moses did. Now, we may not do anything as dramatic as Moses did, but we can still make a big impact, one person at a time, one day at a time. Let's live life to the fullest and give each day to the Lord. Now, a good video game can end in victory or tragedy. And most of the time, games end with you or your avatar standing tall, having fulfilled your quest, uncovered treasure, and winning a great victory. But sometimes, depending on the story, that victory comes at a loss. And sometimes the hero does not make it. They still come out victorious. But in the interest of telling a good story, the hero wins the game by laying down his or her life. We've been following the story of Moses and the Israelites as they journeyed from slavery to the Promised Land. I'm sure many of you who haven't heard this story before are hoping for a big, happy ending. I'm happy to say that Israel makes it to the Promised Land, but Moses did not. Neither do any of the grown-ups who witnessed the miracle at the Red Sea. The Israelites did a lot of grumbling and complaining and rebelling on the road to the Promised Land. And God finally had enough of their gripes and told them, "None of you are allowed to enter the Promised Land. I will make you wander for 40 years, and then I will give the land to your children." Now, Moses was barred from entering the Promised Land for an act of rebellion on his own. But before Moses died, God gave him a gift. He allowed him to see the Promised Land. And this final moment in the story of Moses is sad, but also happy. Moses has reached the end of his journey. He succeeded in bringing Israel right to the edge of the Promised Land. And he wasn't a perfect leader, but he lived every day in service to God. Because of Moses' dedication, Israel would indeed have a happy ending and enter the Promised Land.